Hello everybody, welcome to another Rick's Picks. Today I'm going to be doing my review of the Turtles of Grayskull figure Hordak by Mattel. Now, looking at this figure in package, it looks like they did some really cool things with them, and I'm really excited to see what they actually did with them. So, without any further ado, roll that intro. All right, so here he is in packaging. Now you got your standard Turtles of Grayskull packaging here. So you got Skeletor on this side, Shredder on that side, your age restriction, Turtles of Grayskull, his name. You got your purple rocks with the green explosion around it, which looks pretty cool. You got a window here so you can see him, all his accessories, Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Come around to the back here. You get some cool art of Splinter fighting Hordak. I really like that. That looks really cool. Masters of the Universe, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, comic book inside, a little bit about him, all the figures that are part of this wave, his play features, and legal underneath. So, let's open him up and see what he's about. So, here he is out of packaging. The first thing we're going to do is go through his points of articulation. So, the head does move. All right, you got a shoulder joint with a swivel. You got an elbow joint here. Come over to this side. You have an elbow joint, and you have a wrist joint. You have a hip joint here, a thigh joint, okay, and you also have a knee joint. You also have a swivel at the top of the boot, all right, and an ankle joint. So everything moves pretty well, which I'm not surprised. Most of these Masters of the Universe figures don't have any issues with their joints. So now let's start looking at his details a little bit closer. So first off, I like this head sculpt. I like this little sneer that he has. I think that's pretty cool. The other neat thing about it is the head sculpt is separate from his, I guess you would call it a cowl. Like most Hordak figures, the head is connected to the cowl. So this one, they didn't do that. They actually made the head and the cowl separate. So I kind of like that. All right. His body is basic Masters of the Universe body. This arm piece, let's take a good look at that. I think that's really neat. I like that. So you got the ooze injectors in the arm, which look really neat. I do like that. And then you got this hose coming up over and into this arm piece here. So that looks pretty neat. It definitely adds character to them. And you got the back. All right, you got your standard Horde armband. I like the factor that they actually colored in the Horde emblem. Some of these figures they don't do that with. So I'm kind of happy that they did do that with him. All right. So now let's start looking at his accessories. So first off, you got his cowl here. All right. You also have a belt piece. The Horde logo on it. I think that looks pretty cool. All right. You got this ooze effect here. You have his armor. I do like this armor design. I like this with the red Horde emblem on the front. Then you got like these shoulder pieces that look pretty cool. And then, of course, on the back, you have the connections for the wings, which I'll show you now. Now, excuse me. These wings look to be the same wings that Ninjor had on this line, but they're still cool looking wings. I do like the look to them. Here's the other one. All right. And of course, just like all the other figures, he does come with the mini comic with some really cool art in there. and of course everybody that's part of this lineup. So now let's see how well all this works with them. So first we got to put the belt on. So you got to pull them in half. Pop that on there. That just clips into place. Take the head off. Put that chest piece on. Put the cowl on. Now pop the head back in place. Alright. Do the wings next. You have this wing here. Should just slide right on in there. There it goes. Alright, so there's one wing. Two wings. They fit on very easily. And last but not least, you got your ooze. Alright, so overall, that looks really cool. I like this setup. So let's give him a good rotation with all his gear on. I like how the ooze looks shooting out here. I think that's really neat. And then when you have the wings at full extension, they look pretty cool. I like the overall look to these. And so forth. And back around the armor. So everything works very well with this figure. So now let's get into my final thoughts with him. So first off, all his joints work very well, but that's common with these figures. They always seem to have really good joints. Everything seems to work pretty well with them for the most part. All his accessories fit very well on him. I didn't have any problems getting anything on him, getting anything off him. So it all works out pretty well. And honestly, I love the overall look to this guy. I think he looks really cool. I think this is a pretty cool looking Hordak. Overall, I like all the detail to him. I like how these wings work with them. So would I recommend this figure? Absolutely. I think he's a really cool looking figure. Definitely a great piece to go with the rest of your Masters of the Universe figures, or even your Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys did like this review. If you did, go ahead and check out my Masters of the Universe playlist and also my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle playlist as well, and hit that like, share, and subscribe. They're all small clicks for you, but it really helps this channel grow. So until the next one, late.